Okay, the standardized test love to ask you a question about the different properties. So we did distributive property last week. I'm going to start off with the associative property this week. And then next week we'll do another one. But the associative property just says when you're multiplying or adding, you can regroup the terms. So if I have just products, just multiplying, I could do the first one times the second and third one together. Or I could do the first two and then multiply to the third. Or when you're adding, you could add the first two, then add the third one to it. Or add the second and third one, and then add it to the first one. So if I have three terms, 6 times 2 times 5, I could go 6 times 2 is 12, plus 5 is 60. But, if I just regroup it, and do 2 times 5 is 10 times 60 times 6 is 60. That is so much easier. Same with adding. You might have 7 plus 8, which isn't horrible, plus 2. But if I regrouped it, if it's just addition, I can regroup it. 8 plus 2, which is 10, plus 7 is 17. Whereas 7 plus 8 is 15. That's not bad, but it's a little bit easier. So associative property has to do with regrouping the terms. If it's just multiplying or just addition. Okay, that was fun. What we're going to focus on this week is inequalities. I could say 2 is greater than negative 2 because 2 is to the right of negative 2. But if I were to multiply both sides by negative 1, this becomes negative 2, this becomes 2. It's not a true statement anymore because negative 2 is to the left of 2 and would be smaller. So I have to switch the inequality. So whenever you're solving inequalities, oh, mercy. Solving inequalities, you must switch the inequality good land. Inequality when you multiply or divide by a negative. Now you can add or subtract by a negative, but let's see here, this one. To solve them is subtract 9, negative 3x is greater than 3, divide by negative 3. So, I'm divided by negative, so I guess switch the inequality. Now to graph it, I let you just put the number you solved. Now there's no equal, so I'm going to do open dot, and I want smaller, less than, so it goes this way. Now in upper level math, and you can do it this way also, they use a parentheses. Kind of looks like Star Wars. This one, solve it. Subtract 6, so I'd have 5x is greater than or equal to 14. Divide by 5. Didn't multiply or divide by negative, so I do not switch the inequality. Now I'll leave it improper. We know that 14/5 is 2 and 4/5, so it's between 2 and 3. So 14/5. And it's a solid dot because there's equals in the original problem. Woo! Now, if you want, equals is a bracket in upper level math. So either way, solid dot or bracket, or open dot or parentheses. Here we go. So we solve it just like normal. Subtract 2x. Yoo-hoo! So 2x plus 2 is less than or equal to negative 10. Subtract 2. Now notice, I'm not going to multiply or divide by negative, so no switching the inequality. So divide by 2, x is less than or equal to negative 6. So the answer is negative, but that's okay. So negative 6, bracket to bracket, bracket. Now I'm going to do both ways, not both times. Not every time, but I'll switch it back and forth. Here is 3 problems. Freeze the video, do them, and then turn it back on. Well, I hope that wasn't too bad. This one, I'm going to get rid of those fractions. Oh, they make me so nervous. 1/2 of 8 is 4. 4 goes in 8 2 times. 3 is 6. 8 goes in 8 once, so that would be 7x, and 1/2 of 8 is 4. Much easier. So I'm going to subtract 4x. And then I'm going to subtract 4. I'm going to do 2 steps at once here. Saving a little time. Divide by 3. I'll bring it over here a little bit. So x is bigger, mouth is trying to eat the x, than 2/3. I hope I didn't make a silly mistake there. So graphically, I'd have 2/3. No equals, so I'm going to do open dot and bigger. Woohoo! This one kind of made a mess. Subtract 1, so negative 2/3 x is greater than 10. Multiply by the reciprocal. So x, switch the inequality. Switch it. 2 goes into 10 5 times. Negative 3. So x is less than negative 15. So I'm going to do parentheses. Ooh, I'm getting fancy. Upper level math. Ho-ho! Oop. This one, I'm going to subtract 5x. So 20 is greater than 5x plus 30. That's a horrible 20, isn't it? Then I'm going to subtract 30. So negative 10 and 5x divide by 5. Now I didn't divide or multiply by negative. So I have negative 2 is greater than x. Or x is smaller than negative 2. So I'm going to use open dot and to the left, smaller. Hopefully I didn't make any boo-boos, but that does happen on a Saturday afternoon. Okay, another video down, my friends.